Hey there, fine people. How are you doing? Great to be back here with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a glorious summer. It's going by pretty fast. But anyway, in our last episode, I did a review of this magnificent Hsienmo D45 style guitar. And the feedback was overall was pretty positive. There were, though, a couple of comments that were maybe a little dubious about the quality of the guitar, the materials that it had been made of or is made of, and maybe even questioning the sound a little bit, which I would attribute that to a combination of my mediocre guitar playing coupled with my mediocre production skills. So I don't think it was the guitar that was at issue there. But what I thought I would do today is give it a little bit more context and compare it to my Martin D35. Now, I don't have a Martin D45 to compare it to, which was kind of the whole point of buying this guitar. But, ornamentation aside, this D35 to me, represents the best of what America and Martin, have to offer. So I thought it would be a really good comparison to do. I'm not going to call a shootout because I think they're both great, but I'm interested for you to hear them side by side and offer your thoughts on whether or not you think this Hsienmo, kind of stacks up, which I think it does. But anyway, I won't get into the real nitty gritty of the construction of the Hsienmo. Please check out my last video, my Hsienmo review video, for the extreme details of that. But let's just summarize to say that both are solid Sitka tops, solid rosewood back and sides, solid mahogany necks, ebony fretboards, ebony bridges, bone connections all around. So, really a good comparison. Now, of course, the D35 has the three-piece back, but, I don't really think that's that impactful in terms of sound. It's more of a decorative thing and something that they use to be able to use up a lot of smaller pieces of rosewood that they had. So I don't think that's really going to, factor into this equation at all. But, I think it'll be interesting because I'll mention also that this Martin should have a big leg up on the Hsienmo, in theory. Now, why do I say that? Well, first of all, it's a Martin, right? I mean, this is the finest, brand of acoustic guitars, or one of the finest, certainly, that the USA has, and the D35 is one of their, premium models. Again, it doesn't have all the, the bling bling and ornamentation that a D41 or a D45 has. But, in terms of construction, it's right up there with them. And the other reason that this one, in theory, should have, a leg up on it is this guitar is over 30 years old. And so it's really had a lot of time to age and dry out. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of play time on it, only because although I've owned the guitar, I inherited it from my late brother Louis long time ago. I didn't really play any acoustic guitar. It basically sat idle underneath my bed for well over 20 years before I really took it out and played it. But in the last few years, I will say that the more I've played it, it has really opened up a lot. It doesn't even sound like the same guitar that it did 20 years ago to me. I think it really blossomed in a big way. So all that said, I think it should really, in theory, be a way better sounding guitar potentially than the Hsienmo. But I don't think it is. And I'm not going to say that I like one better than the other. They're both very important to me for different reasons. But I'm interested to hear your opinion. So let's do a little sound comparison. I'll ring out some chords. I'll do a little strumming, tickle them with the fingers a little bit, and we'll see what you think in terms of comparisons. So let's, without further ado, let's hear what we've got. right, folks, there you have it. Well, I'm interested to hear your opinion. Did you prefer the authenticity of the Martin D35? Or are you excited about some of these brands coming up with some amazing guitars coming out of Asia? I, for one, am not going to say that I prefer one over the other. I cherish them both, again, for kind of different reasons. But I will offer this. I continue to be amazed by the quality of this Hsienmo, and I definitely plan to buy one or more additional Hsienmos. So anyway, let me know what you think. I love to hear your comments. I always value your opinion. Appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you very soon in the next video. So until then, bye-bye for now.